Yo. Hello, girl. Welcome in. I missed Monday again. Oops. In my defense, this one was a holiday. Not for me. I still had to work there, but my parents had the 19th off. Juneteenth, as it were. Not surprised. Yeah, whatever. Not surprised, my behind. Whatever. It's not like it's a pattern or anything. I did get last Friday, though, so that was an improvement over the norm. But on the plus side, whenever I do miss a day, I have more stuff to talk about. I have a list of topics that I put down in my notepad because I'm an insane person. No, the truth is, my short-term memory is abysmal. I will literally say something with the intention of writing it down. Not 5 seconds later, I will go to the notepad and then have already forgotten most of what I was going to write down. It just happens. I don't know how to solve it, how to fix that. It's just how it is. Is there? Can you train your short-term memory by the age of 23? Am I malleable still, or am I too stuck? Am I too molded in my current state? I don't know. One thing's for sure: I have been taking the excess time when I don't do stream days to watch a lot of movies. More specifically, movies with here, and I'll put something on screen so that it's nothing. There's all my stuff. I've been watching movies. Good movies, too. One's renowned for their storytelling. Two of the ones I watched recently. I'll do little movie reviews as I, no doubt, continue this trend as I have like 2 free hours in the morning, which is usually when I pass out. But I decided to fill that napping time with movies instead. One of them was Inglourious Basterds, the Tarantino film. The other one that I watched today. I watched the Inglourious Bastard 2 days ago. Today I watched No Country for Old Men. Both of them renowned, particularly the reason I chose to watch those was for how they construct their villains, their antagonists. Very compelling stuff. Good movies, I know, and I hadn't seen them before, if you can imagine. But I am now up to date on both of those, and I've always been a Tarantino fan, but I am missing out on a few Inglourious Basterds being one of them. And they're both from that era of like late 2000s where people just made movies that were good. You had more of the visionary director type. Nowadays, it's all just like, it's all studio, producer filtered, and everyone, there's like 1,000 editors that look at it before it ever sees the screen. You don't get too many visionary films anymore. The Coen brothers, Tarantino, all that. But yeah, I could go over those in a bit more detail in a moment. I do have to reposition my freaking phone. Ow! My PC hasn't arrived yet. I thought it would arrive the 19th. It is apparently arriving according to USPS, if they are to be believed, and they're not, but if I trust them for even half a second, which I will pretend to do, it should show up the 22nd. So I will still be using this PC for the Portal 2 stream. Speaking of which, are you excited for that? I know I am going to suck so bad. It's going to be so awful on my end, and I apologize in advance that my brain is going to function so poorly. New PC, I know. It's shipping across the country. Super excited. It's going to be wild. Mainly because it's going to be so... I don't even know. You're seeing how I barely function at the best of times. In terms of my cognitive ability. Throw a puzzle game in front of me? Oh, Jesus Christ. What am I going to do? Have an aneurysm? Maybe. We'll see, won't we? Let me just blur it. Oh yeah, we're doing webcomic stuff as per usual. But in watching Inglourious Basterds for the first time, I had seen the opening sequence because people often tout it as like a standalone short film. I had seen it in the past. That's the only part of the movie that I see. It's like the opening like 15-20 minutes. And we want to live react to Nintendo Direct early in the morning, then we blast through Portal 2. They're doing that? Nah, I won't be up early enough for that. I don't care. I think it is my day off, but I don't care. Whatever. Frick it. You have fun with it. I'm probably just going to watch it after the fact, afterwards. So I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I'd seen the opening, and I have now come into literally the scene that I am drawing right now, the prologue, the opening to my own story. I am seeing so many direct parallels between the occupation of France by Germany in World War II and the fantasy world that I have created, where this family here is being persecuted for various reasons that are you know, spoiler intensive. And I'm wondering to myself, like, how much of that was parallel thinking, and how much of that was me just accidentally stealing? It all depends on how I script out I've already scripted out the sequence of events, and it does deviate pretty heavily from, you know, the scene that this has become increasingly aware to me anyway, that this is an homage to, sort of unintentionally so. But I do notice the similarities now, more so than ever, having seen the entire film. Inglourious Bastard. Good film, great movie even. I would say one of my favorites that I've seen in many years. But that's the thing with art. Most people, even Tarantino himself, you watch his movies, you see Pulp Fiction, you're like, this guy's a visionary, he's a genius. And then you see some video essayist. One of the videos I saw, they compiled a lot of the scenes in Pulp Fiction, and they put a lot of the scenes that he was taking, like, direct visual cues from as its own reference. And it's like, at that point, anyone you think is a genius is just very good at hiding who their influences are. That's the expression. That's how I've heard it. And it's true. Your story is based off real events in occupied France? No. Maybe on accident, perhaps. Sup, Freeze? Welcome in. But I have heard that expression, and it's never occurred to me more than it did when I was watching that film and watching that video essay sequential. All you gotta do to be considered a genius is to be very good at hiding what you're stealing from. And stealing used in the affectionate way that it has been utilized in the art community as meaning. Do I have a background on this panel? Looks like I do. Why would I do that? I hate when I do that. Give myself more work to do. I was on the wrong wireless. The wrong wireless. I gotta steal my colors again. Alright, then we go here. This panel should be easy. I will say I preferred, out of the two movies, in my movie watching escapades of recent times, between the two, I much prefer Inglourious Basterds to No Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men is a little bit more heady for me, which probably comes from the fact that it is an adaptation of a book from an author who is known for being very heady, very theme and symbolism intensive, to the point where they, you could almost argue that it could detract from a potential audience member's, mine, experience if you can't fully grasp all the concepts on the first run-through or watch. Back again, welcome back. I'm super behind, hold on. I'm back, okay. You're sadly not a genius. You didn't hide it. That you stole your colors, instead you even hinted at. That's true, I stole colors. There's no original colors. You think about that? Can never be. Except for those ones that shrimp can see, with their extra ocular cells or whatever. That's kind of nuts. And unfair. Maybe Shrimp or Genius. Stolen colors? Yeah. I may have stolen colors every now and then. What about it? You turn me to the police? I don't think so. They wouldn't even believe you if you did. There can never be... Let's see how this looks. I should merge all of these, though. There we go, and then we'll hide this. Look at that, I've done little accidental wood grain. Get out of here. Accidental wood grain, I don't need you. But yeah, Inglourious Basterds, its brilliance, I would say, is a lot more apparent on a first watch-through. In that, I think that comes from the fact that Tarantino films are very dialogue-heavy, but not in the sense that it's, like, monologuing. He's very heavy on characterization, which I think leads to my preference of his movies over other ones. Like, for example, No Country for Old Men. It's a lot of visual storytelling in No Country for Old Men, and when there's not visual storytelling, then it gets a little monologue-heavy, and you can tell in any scene with the sheriff, the old sheriff in that movie. Every scene that he says, every scene that he's in, it's like this monologue, this soliloquy, this speech that he's giving. It's just laden with meaning, almost to the degree of poetry, and it's like, to break that down on the fly while watching the movie for the first time, I'm just like, that ain't my scene. That's not my scene. I'm glad the rest of the movie is so accessible by following the sort of protagonist-antagonist duo that exists within the movie. Because otherwise I would have been probably just lost. Going full on, like, looking at wikis, being like, can somebody explain this for me? I don't know what this movie means. It's too much. Why is the murderer the personification of fate? And why does he see himself as the arbiter of death? It's all that, you know, you just start getting in articles with words that are longer than 3 syllables, and I don't know. Sometimes it's too heady for me. But with the Tarantino movie, it's accessible almost all the way through. And the genius is very on its sleeves. Outwardly presenting. Which I appreciate, because I don't have time to go looking up articles. I mean, I did today, because I was trying very hard to understand what was going on. Oh, why is this color all weird? I gotta change that. Wood texture. But yeah, I was trying to think of movies that would have good antagonists. And Anton Chigurh and Hans Landa came up as ideas in my head. And it turns out they're great. They're well executed. They're phenomenal. I am here vibing while grinding shrines in Tears of the Kingdom. Well, good luck with that. I still need to beat the base game, because I don't normally have a lot of time. And when I do these days, you know, I just said I'm filling it with movies for now. I'm still consuming media. I'm going to start, after I go through my little movie escapade, I think I'll start rewatching, or maybe not rewatching, but start watching anime again with those 2 hours or so I have a day that are not these ones, where I'm just sitting there being like, I could nap right now, but I don't. I watch film and become a snob for at least 2 hours, being like, yes, I can pretend to know what I'm talking about now. For sure. I am sophisticated, just like all of my favorite critiques. You haven't beaten it either? Still need the lightning temp? I don't know if I'll do shrine grinding in this game. I did shrine grinding in Breath of the Wild because I wanted the classic aesthetic outfit. And I got it. And I liked it. It was worth it, in my opinion. Need more hearts. Am I? Give me this. There's a lot of health gatekeeping in that game. Literal gatekeeping. By way of health. Oh. And then we'll do another multiply layer because of course we do. If you don't know how many multiply layers to use, the answer is more. Universally. If a movie isn't a heavy-hearted story-based film and the dark message behind it is a bad movie. That's why I'm a good critic. True. Have you seen Hateful Eight? Yes, but it has been so long. I could stand to do a rewatch. I might add that to my list. Another one I'm planning on rewatching, and you can tell how much I like Tarantino. Another one I'm planning on rewatching is Django Unchained. I've seen that one, but again, so long ago that I feel like if I came at it again, it would be with a newfound appreciation. Especially now that I have started since then with this project, sort of coming into my own storytelling methods via the scripting process of this comic. That's a good one too. I agree. I said it. There's a trailer going around for a new Wes Anderson flick, and I just said to myself, you know what? Wes Anderson movies are like if Tarantino movies were way less cool. It's just like that was my only assertion. It's like Wes Anderson movies are great visionary pieces of media, but there's no gunfights in them, so it's like I don't know. What am I even here for? Just give me Tarantino. He'll give me all of that visionary goodness and the symbolism and the characterization that an Anderson flick can provide. Sort of these like period pieces that are very accurate to the setting that he's conveying. But also, there's gonna be like people getting blown up, and that's pretty cool. Predestination is a good one. Let me look. I don't recall being familiar with that one. 2014. Hoi, 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 hoi. Defected. Why did I say it like that? Directed by Spierig Brothers, I'm assuming. So is Memento. I'll put that one in the tabs as well. Let's see, where's that one? Oh, a Nolan flick. Yeah, I do love me some Christopher Nolan. Love that. I haven't seen this one, though. As you can imagine, I am 23. I did not see a movie that came out the year I was born. That would have been wild, especially to even have a memory of that movie, even if I had seen it. So, yeah. I'll have to go back and check that one. Careful of spoilers. I mean, I made it this far. Should be fine. Could just watch it tomorrow. Why not? Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's movie. Part of the fun is figuring out the story. I see. I see. Do I even need a background for this? I should, but I don't want to. Fine, I'll do it. You've twisted my hand, me. I'll do it. Yeah, Nolan's another one of those visionary directors. He's still making stuff, too. You got your Tenet, which I know is not as well received as some of his other works. But I haven't seen it, so I can't really critique it, whether, you know, one way or the other. Who am I to say? I'm nobody. I'm not gonna pretend to know if things are good or bad, even though I haven't seen them. Could be watching two different versions. Watch the original one. Was there a theatrical one or a director's cut? Extended edition. No one is chronological order. What the hell is going on with me? Chronological order? What in the Sam Hill do you mean? Oops, that's the blur tool. That's gonna, yeah, it's gonna chug my CPU. Stop it. Stop it. There's a story about a guy with short-term memory loss that's told back, or what is it, an autobiography of me? What is that? I do be feeling like I'm living backwards sometimes. Thing is, even if it was an autobiography of me, I wouldn't even remember making it, so it very well could be. Interesting. If you watch it in chronological order, you know who the bad guy is. That sounds lame. Sort of a Baccano situation. I haven't seen that anime, but from what I understand, it is like a non-linear story as well. And I think literally backwards in terms of its progression. I'm not too sure on that. Could be wrong. But I do know it has some time distortion shenanigans going on in Baccano. Scene 1, ew. Told from multiple points of view. Alright, so it's not really that helpful. Yeah, if non-linear storytelling is intentional, I would prefer to experience it that way as well. It's just the intended vision. Yeah, with your chronology. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, let's do the perspective tool, I suppose. Give me that ruler. This one? What you need to do is you need to establish your horizon line about here, kind of. Then you could just do... It's a really good thinking movie. I like those. I think I like those. But then I do have those moments where I'm watching No Country for Old Men. And No Country for Old Men is a movie that... It's only as much of a thinking man's movie as you want it to be. It can be very bare bones. Very stripped back of its layers, which it is. If you just watch it as a... What am I doing here? Am I hiding? Why isn't this showing up? Oh, it's because you're freaking... on a completely different plane of existence. Get up here. Yeah, there we go. But it's when you really start trying to delve into the why of the character philosophies that I've started to drive myself insane. Particularly, since it's fresh on the brain, the philosophy of the killer, the central antagonist of the film No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh. He is he perceives himself to be an arbiter of fate, but determining his philosophy is not the confusing part for me. What is confusing for me is the why. Why does he enact this philosophy? I kept trying to think of a reason. Because why would a killer care about the perceptions of others as an arbiter of fate? It just didn't make any sense. Also, this vanishing point is far too low. And yet he seems to adhere to this moral code, seemingly for his own benefit. Or, you know, to facilitate his own delusions. And I just kept getting lost trying to think of exactly what I was trying to glean. from a, it's not like even the why. The characters operate why, I understand, but why, or like how, I get the philosophy, but why do they use it? That's what was driving me insane. Because his philosophy is very much based on the idea that everything is predetermined. Everything is left up to chance, essentially. And he uses that to facilitate his own goals, selfishly. But, like, why, though? That was my problem. I couldn't determine why somebody would adopt the nihilist viewpoint. And that everything is predetermined and there is no meaning inherent to anything. If they were just killing based on, for their own personal benefit anyway. And I'm probably explaining all of this very poorly, but to be fair, to fully glean all that you need from that movie, it takes a bit. You probably would need to have watched it as recently as I did, which is like moments ago. Because sort of just creates that depth with how little is actually explicitly stated, and I hate when that happens. On the contrary, if I were to talk about any character from Inglourious Basterds, it'd be so easy to break down their philosophy because they always spell it out. Subtly and through, like, a whimsical dialogue. But they do explain themselves. So I much more aspire to be something akin to a Tarantino in the construction of my work, as opposed to the Coen brothers, or the people they derive their adaptations from. Mainly just because I don't think I'm smart enough to be the more symbolic auteur type of artist. That's not really me. At best, I think I could do some realistic characterization that seems grounded and consistent. Have you seen Shutter Island? No. That one's also been on my radar. Putting it on the tabs. Just keep them coming, because I'll keep remembering them. And I'll be like, yeah, I was going to watch that one, but never did. So yeah, just I'll put that one there too. We'll do that. I think my sister watched this one. And I saw like 4 seconds of it one time. Mark Ruffalo, Leo DiCaprio, Scorsese movie. Have you seen the Cube series of movies? Those are real things. I have seen the first Cube movie. And that one is good, and I have looked into many of the video essays breaking down each character and the sort of archetype that they embody. I can't remember for the life of me the specific details, but I do remember enjoying I also, for the fact that I was able to even remotely understand them, but I do remember enjoying the breakdowns for those characters in those movies, and how they served very specific roles for each other within the situation they were placed. It was very interesting. I have not seen the second one, though. The rest of them, I had no idea there were more than 2. Now I know. The rest helped fill in what was happening. I see. Hypercube and Cube Zero. I will put those in the tabs as well. Yeah, I thought there was only like a sequel, not a bunch of them. Cube Zero is chronologically first, but should be watched last to reveal some eye-opening stuff for the rest of them, I see. Hello, Azure. Welcome in. Have you watched The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya? No, I have not. That is another one on my list, actually. I remember, and I say I remember like it was forever ago, I did say I would designate some of the days of a movie watching to sort of get back into anime, which I have been slacking on as of late. I shall do that one. I have heard of that one, though. I've heard it's great. I will watch it. So far, my only recent exposure to anime has been the Kill Me Baby opening song, or is it the ending song? I forget. I think it's the opening. Is that even the name of the thing? Yeah, that is the name of that. I just wanted to make sure, otherwise the name of it sounds insane. But now that I know it's the real one, it still sounds insane, but I didn't make it up, so it's not my problem. And it was the ending song. That is my only recent exposure to anime. Very sad. I wanted to watch Odd Taxi, still need to do that. I could do that on my anime days as well. Or my anime hours. Have you not watched any anime? I've watched many anime. Kill Me Baby? Yeah, it's apparently a comedy series. Never seen it. I've watched the ending song, though, because it's a banger. Very good. I've watched many anime. I've just fallen out of favor with it. Mainly just because of time. That fickle resource that so often eludes us. Between graveyard shift hours and making my own stories, I do not have as much time to consume media, but luckily with these movie days that I have suddenly taken to, just out of pure, I want to watch this movie, and so I am going to, energy, maybe I'll get back into it, you know? I'll make the time. It's hard to keep up with anime, absolutely, but now it's gotten to the point where there's so much to watch in the backlog that I'm not even going to try and keep up anymore. I'm just going to try and get back into it at all. So that'll be nice. Let's take the red here. Whoops, I just completely ignored what I was doing. Then we'll just... I don't have a backlog, I just watch whatever seems interesting. I wish I had the capacity. then we'll just blur this here for a little bit of... What is the word? Rack focusing. Give you a backlog of anime to watch would be insane. Yeah. Wanted to rewatch Ghost Hunt again, one of my favorites. Need to get the manga of that series, more content. True. Thing is, in Germany, there are not many subscription services that offer a good range of anime to watch, as there is a law that makes it quite expensive to buy licenses, so I don't have that good of a selection. Have you considered a VPN, and then just using whatever service you want? I'm not sure exactly which ones you would be interested in, but I'm pretty sure VPN is just like the catch-all for just, yeah, use whatever you want. I did for many years, I see. More often than not, anime just has a random season and it would be stupid to watch that, yeah. Just a random season, that is weird. Oh, speaking of anime, you guys see the live-action One Piece trailer that came out of nowhere? For just no reason? And yet, you know, the most baffling thing to me was not the fact that they are making a live-action One Piece, it was the fact that the comment section didn't seem to just immediately hate it for no reason. I expected that comment section to be filled with vitriol, and what I got was a bunch of weirdos doing this thing called being, like, cautiously optimistic, and I'm like, you cowards. You cowards, where was this during the Death Note live-action adaptation, The Avatar live-action adaptation? Everyone hated those. But for some reason, this one is like, you know, maybe it could work, actually. I don't buy it. Not for a second. And suddenly, Crunchyroll blocked the VPN I was using. Curiously, another person didn't have that problem. Interesting. I'm more excited for the JJBA musical. The what? I don't even want to know. I don't wish to know. I don't wish to know anything about it. Unless they sing the intro songs of parts 1 through 3. Yeah, 1 through 3. 1 through 3. It's a new number I'm thinking about. Putting into the actual circulation. It's between 3 and 4. It is 3. JoJo Bizarre Adventure. I know what it is. But I don't know why it is my problem, I guess. I saw the Great Teacher Onizuka live-action movie. What? That has a live-action as well. Did they just do anything over there? Starts in Japan in February. Ugh, too many things. It was interesting, but caught the essence of the anime in its own way. I mean, I guess that's the best you could hope for a film adaptation of a series. Kind of capturing the essence, but doing its own thing. Something that Miyazaki movies, Ghibli movies as they were, often mess up every time. That's right, we're going back into the Ghibli slander pool. I've never left it. I've been here the whole time. It's a theatrical production, not an animation. I figured as much. Japan loves doing music. Have you heard there's a Spirited Away musical? Because there is. Or at least a theater performance. I don't know if it's a musical. Spirited Away. I know there's a play, at least. Live on stage. Yeah, I knew there was one of those. Apparently it's not a musical. Yes, and I want to see. I'm also curious. It's on G-Kids, so I know it's going to be in theaters in America. One of these. I know they're doing Studio Ghibli Fest 2023. When are they doing this? On stage. When is this happening? I'm actually looking it up right now. Theaters. One of the theaters nearby me is participating in this Studio Ghibli Fest 2023, and I'm very thankful for that. But I don't know when their schedule is. Schedule 2023 Fathom events. Ah, here we go. I found it. Okay. July, they're doing Nausicaa. They're doing Castle in the Sky. No, wait. Yeah, July, they're doing Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky. Princess Mononoke in August, so I might have to drag myself into a movie theater August to do that. Porco Rosso, interesting. The Wind Rises. Howl's Moving Castle in September. Spirited Away, the actual movie, in October. I could have sworn they were doing... I don't see it, but they were playing the, or at least they were playing like a video recording performance of the play production at some point. I don't see that on this website, but I know it exists somewhere. Maybe if I look up. Live on stage streaming. They don't actually show when they are playing this. But I know it's somewhere. Apparently you can rent it. It's on Netflix? What? No, that's just Spirited Away. Not the production. Don't juke me like that, website. How dare you? The stage adaptation of Studio Ghibli's Spirited Away will reportedly stream on Hulu Japan July 3rd and 4th. Interesting. That is not what I expect. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough browsing. For now. I'll get roped back into something else in a minute. We all know this is gonna happen. Where's my background? I should hide the multiply layers, probably. Or the one, I guess. I would have to drive over an hour to see one, but it'd be worth it. Yeah, it seems like it'd be a fun time. Especially since Spirited Away is one of the Ghibli movies I think holds up the most compared to some of their other ones. Like Howl's Moving Castle. I have explained my grievances with that one. I won't do it again. Has there been any releases on your comic yet, or are you waiting until you're done? I'm waiting until I finish the prologue, which is what we're doing right now. I would have started releasing it already, with Chapter 1, but then I decided that I wanted to completely change the intro to the story, and now we're here, and I'm doing that. So it is all my fault that this comic is not out yet. But yeah, I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna do 40 chapters in advance or something like that. It's just, the prologue has been taking a while. No more door? There might be a little bit of door. I don't know. I won't deny the possibility of door. That's what I get for not paying attention. Got hit a car. Got hit by a car at a shrine. I'm so sorry. At least you can get a nice auto insurance claim for that guy. Even in Breath of the Wild, traffic laws are to be obeyed? No. You can't make me. I'll drive this motorcycle right off this cliff. Seems to be the philosopher. I'll select some of these. Whoops. What am I even selecting right now? I simply do not know. You can do whatever you want, don't expect to survive. I won't. I have died many times in that game. And I plan to do it many more. Computer. Oh god, I need that new PC. It's showing up days from now. I need it to show up right now. Please. I have the game, but instead, I am here playing FF14. Are you getting a new PC? I am indeed. It's being delivered at this very moment. Across the country, from California. It arrives from a foreign land. Not really that foreign, but foreign to me. I've never been there. So? Exotic land of California, home to earthquake. And traffic. And ugh, Hollywood. Home to San Andreas, that one movie The Rock was in that nobody remembers because, I don't know, just kind of that phase for him where he was doing movies that were bound to be forgotten. He's kind of still in that phase, I think. I haven't been to that coast either. I don't even want to go there. They don't even have Five Guys burgers and fries, I bet. California is indeed foreign. That is where I was 3 weeks ago. Hollywood, indeed. I know. Gross. Disgusting. For as much as I talk about liking Tarantino, the environment in which his films are, and when any film of that caliber is produced, that scale, I should say. Hollywood, California is disgusting. Ew. Don't like it. It's very nasty. Particularly gnarly. We'll do soft light. Wait, is this soft light that I do? Overlay is the one. That's the one you do. I've been to New York, Florida, Louisiana. Most of the Midwest, but the farthest west I've been is Nebraska. Apparently, I've been to Arizona, but I was too young to remember the car trip, so does that really count? I say no. Wait, not true? We've been to Nevada now. My family and I took a Vegas trip recently. So, Nevada it is. That's the farthest west I've been. So pretty close to good old CA. I think the entire trip, LA was the worst. I mean, I can believe 100%. I rarely hear a good word about LA in any capacity. Vegas is where TwitchCon is this year. That's neat. I wonder if Twitch is even going to survive this year. What with apparently Kick just like buying streamers like XQC and other streamers moving to YouTube because Twitch is just exploding internally with all their terrible decisions that they're making. So I don't know. It's a good thing I post my VODs to YouTube already, because if I have to move anywhere, it sure ain't gonna be Kick. Some people get their kicks streaming on Kick. October sometime. Interesting. Kick is problematic for queer creator? I had no idea. Bound to be expected, though. There had to be something up with those guys.